So please welcome Paul Keenan. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So the question I'm seeking to answer with your help and with questions, we hope, is, so how easy is it to turn a reader into a shopper? There are plenty of very good reasons why this is a question, clearly, that we should be asking and answering today. Digital technology is causing us to look very hard at new opportunities to diversify revenue and create new profit streams. The impact is a much more fragmented, cross-media, always-on, cross-border, always-on media business that we're building. And publishers like us are looking at innovative new business models, ways of extending our reach and growing our revenues and profits. And here's an exciting, we believe, potential opportunity for growth: e-commerce. In the UK now, it is in excess of 10% of all retail shopping, in excess of 10%. Globally, it's a $1 trillion business. The UK is the third largest e-commerce market in the world and the biggest online retail market in Europe. And it's still growing. Posted to grow yet again this year, despite things in the UK continuing to be economically quite challenged. The pictures are of one of Amazon's 8 distribution centres in the UK. I think they have nearly 90 globally. Each of those 8 is the size of 7 football pitches. And they are delivering or dispatching nearly 2 million items a day. So if you're in any doubt about the establishment of e-commerce, have a look around one of Amazon's distribution centres. It is completely disrupting the UK retail landscape. And one of the questions that I'm sure we'll be posing for the future as publishers is, do we have an Amazon strategy? Why has it become so phenomenally successful? Why has it established itself so quickly as a route in the UK? And my answer is a mixture of convenience and innovation, because we have obviously seen consumers or shoppers appreciate being able to do things in their own time, at any time they like, from home, on whichever device comes closest to hand. But there's been much more innovation than that from entrepreneurs and innovators entering the space. In the UK, there's stuff that you actually can't physically buy on the high street now available online. There's new business model innovation with peer-to-peer or consumer-to-consumer business enriching both sides. There's the ability to customize goods that were previously perhaps unavailable without scale, and internet retailers, e-commerce operations are scaling globally, need to bring prices into a competitive way for products such as furniture. And there's just some unbelievably rich breadth of offer available on the internet. Retailers are able to show products to an extent that they possibly couldn't do in a physical store at the sort of retail prices that one has to face in the UK these days. There's further innovation around the ownership model, and these forms of new ways of doing business are really getting traction. You can actually swap, and you can exchange value for things that you're not currently using. You can buy on subscription. You can, in the UK now, just buy a magazine clearly on subscription, or buy pay TV on subscription, but you can buy coffee on subscription, or you can buy beauty products, or you can buy music. So we're seeing continuing innovation. You can see what people like you are buying, or people who you aspire to be are buying for inspiration, for product discovery. Perhaps some of the things that publishers such as ours have previously considered to be a core skill. You can buy collectively, or you can buy by concierge. Again, edited, curated shopping experiences, quite close to one of the core capabilities and skills that publishers such as ours have. You can use the discrete channels that digital products offer, digital devices offer, to offer designer products at deeply discounted prices in a very discrete fashion. And now, as you'll probably see, significant offline or physical retailers have to have an omni-channel strategy. They have to have the ability to enable the consumer to shop physically or to buy and click so that the product is purchased online and collected physically. And woe betide the retailer in the UK that hasn't found a way of embracing these channels. Lastly, we're enabling consumers to do all of the legwork and the research, to take the risk out of purchasing with some really significant aggregation businesses. So e-commerce is big in the UK, it's established. Bricks and mortar retailers previously without a digital strategy were at risk of obsolescence. Now clearly the major challenge for all digital operators in the UK is whether they have a mobile interface or a mobile relationship which is engaging. 20+% of online purchasing in the UK is now facilitated through a mobile phone, and that is going to grow quickly. We see it from the other side with online competition intensifying and significant online retailers needing to enrich the online experience by editorializing their product offer. In the absence of a store fit, bricks and mortar, music, and smell, perhaps, retailers are choosing to create the ambience with words and pictures. Again, passion, skills, curation skills, and inspiration that's close to us. So perhaps seeing that coming towards us and seeing one of the core roles of a specialist or lifestyle product being competed with, publishers rightly are thinking, is this a game that we should be in? And I think most of us are thinking, yes it is. It's a game in which we can compete. Because we know that some of our very best editorial teams have an expertise on the page which translates online, which inspires consumers to purchase. We have multiple case studies of frustrated Grazia readers going to extra mile to get hold of product that Grazia's recommended that Tuesday. And some retailers calling a certain product that's hot, that Grazia coat. And we've got multiple stories of our specialist or lifestyle magazines curating and finding amazing stuff for people to buy. So our brands are trusted navigators because we've invested in them independence. And we test, listen, view and review. It's a core skill so that our readers, our audience, find the very best deal for them. So many, many reasons to think that we can make that leap quite quickly from the inspiration, from the navigation into the transaction. But I would argue that it is a leap that we should consider making, but it is one that we should consider with some thought. E-commerce and media, I think we should continually remind ourselves, require different capabilities. And having one set of capabilities which can migrate and not augmenting that with specific retail skills will not work. So to meet this challenge, we have to, I think, address a strategic question. Is how much are we prepared to commit in search of what sort of scale of reward? An analogy that I hope works in an international environment is that we can paddle along the shoreline, staying in the shallows. We can swim in sight of the beach, a much more rewarding experience, but slightly more risky. Or we can go deep sea diving and find all of the joy and experience that promises. But clearly, it requires significantly more competence and you undertake significantly more risk. I think that analogy explains some of the strategies that we're adopting. I think affiliate relationships, where we're essentially passing on our most valuable audiences to an online retailer to commit or convert to purchase, is a relatively low risk, and I would argue, consequently, relatively less rewarding, but still rewarding extension of what we do. I think that there are options where one can go deeper and start to look at, own the data, own the transaction on the site, and take more, I think, of a risk around whether that's successful. We're certainly risking brand integrity and reputation, whatever we do here. But in a partnership model, you would probably gain more control of that. Some of us are taking significant but probably minority stakes in established e-commerce or establishing e-commerce businesses to learn. And others are taking the full deep sea dive into e-commerce. They're getting into that place where they're fully, I would argue, committed. They own the customer relationship, they own the data. And if they're in a particular type of industry, they may well own the product. So we had at Bauer some experience of getting into this space and some considerable success. We launched an e-commerce flash sales site for designers to show a really hot but to be sold product at short notice. We created a database, a membership of 800,000, 850,000 women. We were hosting 30 sales. But this space quickly became extremely competitive, and we found that buying the product became a necessary part of the offer. So we were at that point no longer a media organization, we were in full bore retail with the product sourcing and inventory management challenges that faces. And we began at that point to look for a partnership, and ultimately ended with a very successful outcome with a very ambitious and renowned retailer, Mohammed Al Fayed, getting involved in Kokoza. So the questions I raise are, how committed are you prepared to get? So where are we now? Well, we have classified marketplaces under all of our significant specialist sites. We're taking an affiliate model with Grazia on the iPad. You can share, you can save, and you can shop from our iPad edition, again on an affiliate model. We have partnerships in place around all of our radio digital stations, all of our radio digital sites for things like dating and deals, which have proven to be very effective if we link them to the brand and what the brand stands for in the locality. If we can make that connection between our radio station offering something special for people in that area, we succeed. And we have various investments, one of which is in a social commerce business for parents called StoreCut. And we're in the full-on e-commerce business around motorcycling, and will be in other markets where we're recommending through a comparator aggregator that we've built which insurance policy is best for that cyclist. So to summarize, e-commerce, I believe, is a diversification that we should all be considering and probably are. We should address the risk-reward equation. We need to have, I think, and I showed you some of the innovation that's in the UK, simple, clear propositions which are evidently different and better to that which already exists. The shopper can be, the reader can be converted into a shopper, but it does require the combining of our innate skills around product recommendation and product reviewing and product testing with those of the retailer. Product sourcing, merchandising, seamless customer journeys, and amazing service. And I think with that combination, this is a diversification that will be significant for us in the future. Thank you.